everybody. This is my Friday night live stream video talking about The Dirty Contract, my novella coming out Wednesday, October 12th. Whether you're watching this live or not, thank you for joining me. I am very cold in my house right now, so this is why I'm all dressed up, and I even have warm coffee to help get me through it. Hi Keisha Stewart, hi Dora Boo 86. This will be similar to my other live streams, and especially because I have not gotten on video in a while, I have a few things to catch you up on, and then we are going to get straight into discussing the book. So if you're here, thank you for joining, and I hope you like this video and get something out of it. I have a lot to talk about tonight about The Dirty Contract, and even if you're watching this tomorrow, I think you'll want to see this video and get into more details about the book before the launch. So let's get started. The first thing I wanted to talk about was what is new this week on the blog. And so if you go to my website, hold on, JamilaJasperRomance.com, you're going to come to a page that looks like this. And then one of the little tabs up there is going to say blog. And if you click on that blog button, okay, there we go. It's going to take you to the blog, and you can see Long Island Executioner and The Dirty Contract. And if you click on either of these, it will take you to the full post where you can read the free chapter. So hi to everyone who is currently joining. So that is new on the blog this month, or this week. I wanted to talk about was The Dirty Contract excerpt, and then the excerpt of Long Island Executioner. Hi Daisy Reeds, thank you for joining. So these two are on the blog, and on Patreon we had a lot coming out this past week since I last came here. So this is just showing you what I had scheduled on Patreon. So this has already been published this week, and we have here a few chapters from Long Island Executioner, a few chapters from Powerless. I posted something handwritten for patrons to see. Here's a little picture. Obviously only patrons can, fully access it and enlarge it. And then I just made a little post telling everyone I was coming on here tonight. So yeah, that is what was new on Patreon and the blog this week. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the book of the month, which is 99 cents. Hi, Jacqueline Writer 30, which was 99 cents for all of October. Yes, this month is October. And that is linked in my bio. You can also type in smarturl.it/BWWM Cocky Cowboy, and you're going to come to a page that looks like this, and you can basically see everywhere that the book is published, and it should be 99 cents everywhere listed on this screen. So this is great. I discount the books. Hi, Kara. I discount the books I pick one book to discount every month just so that readers can get a chance to read some of my older catalog at a reduced price, and readers that are only sticking around for discounts and bargains can get a little something new every month. So the other thing I wanted to talk about is the audiobook, which you can also get for free if you are a first-time Audible listener. So what you have to do is use my URL, which is smarturl.it/cockycowboyfree, and it's going to take you to this page where you can basically try the book for free with a trial. And so that's not fully part of the book of the month, but since I'm discounting the book for 99 cents, I wanted to let you know how you could get the audio version for free. So without staying on my introduction way too long, let's talk about The Dirty Contract. What is this book? When is it coming out? What do you need to know? So The Dirty Contract is coming out October 12th. What does this mean? If you pre-order today, or if you have pre-ordered in the past, at midnight on October 12th, that book goes straight to your Kindle. If you wake up on October 12th and you haven't pre-ordered yet, you can pre-order the book once it comes out on the 12th. So this book is around 34,000 words. It's a novella, and we have to talk about how this specific book came about. It is an ebook only book. If you are on the ARC team or just an audiobook fan and you would actually like to see this book as an audiobook, please put it in the comments either of the live stream of the video or live stream or the video, sorry, because I just want to know if you would be interested in getting an audio version of this one. So let's talk a little bit about the Dirty Contract. So this is a friends to lovers second chance romance, and the contract, if you have not guessed it, is a BDSM contract. Now, how did this book come to be? I want to say that it was sometime during the pandemic. I wrote this book as two separate novellas. There are two separate short stories as a passion project. And the two short stories, the original versions, were Jealous Ex-Boyfriend and Possessive Best Friend. And I really think I put a little more passion into it than project. And it would have been more productive to have a little more project in this passion project. Yes, Kara, I did send out an email about that book today. So I'm glad that you got it. I sometimes forget which emails I have scheduled out because I have these scheduled for this week because I have not been fully in my office, going back next week. So I'm glad for the reminder. So this book, when I first put it out, I was happy with it because of the passion part of the passion project. But honestly, it needed me to take it back into the lab. So some time has passed, a couple years, and I really wanted to get back into the second chance upswing that's coming again. And I thought, don't I have these two books? Let me take a look inside and see what I'm working with here. And I just really wanted to change a lot of the story. I wanted to change a lot of their dynamic, the dialogue. And Keisha says, read the two novellas when they first came out. Thank you, Keisha. I think this version is way better. I felt like it did better as one book. There were certain aspects of the characters' dynamics that, to be honest, I found annoying as a writer. And then in the negative reviews, readers also found it annoying. So that kind of told me, okay, if I'm agreeing with the people who are, saying the 1 and the 2 stars, then maybe I can go in and make this better. And I finally got some time to go in, and then because I wanted to put it all into one big book, a bigger book, I felt like that worked better for the story. At the time, because I was so excited, I just wanted to put it out without really thinking about it, because like I said, this was a passion project. It wasn't something I originally intended to spend time on. But then I felt like as one big novella, it was a lot better. And then I went into the sex scenes, like I said, with my headlamp and my pickaxe, and I shredded them to pieces and put them back together again. So I feel like the book is way sexier this time. So even if you read it the first time, go back to the sex scenes and get your life again, because I think this version is a lot better. So let me talk about some of my inspiration for this book. Both the original and some of the changes had the same inspiration, so I'll get into that. So as I said, this is a friends to lovers, and so there are two main characters, Robin, who's our female main character, and Wilder, who is our male main character. And they knew each other in college. At the time, Robin dated Wilder's best friend, and Wilder was kind of like the football player playboy on the team. That's something that I added and kind of shifted around in the second version of the book. And Robin was also dating a football player who was Wilder's best friend, who didn't always treat her the best. She always thought Wilder was maybe kind of cute and like the dorky white boy to her man at the time. And Wilder at the time didn't really think that she would look twice at him. And he was kind of more in a self-involved period of his life. So while there was that attraction, they never acted on it. Now, cue to present day, they decide to catch up as friends. They have a couple drinks and they wake up, boom, something has happened. Someone decided to act on it. And that is where we begin in our book. So this book is a little bit of the one that got away. What about that guy you were crushing on that it never worked out with? What if something happened and suddenly it's working out? This is a book about having chemistry with unexpected people. That is a huge theme throughout this book, is her forbidden feelings for Wilder. And I talk about the sense of her feeling betrayal because of her background, like she's betraying people because of who she likes, betraying her friendships, her past relationships. So it's about that unexpected attraction too. And then of course, BDSM books are often about denial and restraint and holding back, and quite literally being tied back a lot of the time. So that is where a lot of the kind of ideas for this book came from. And This is a kind of a book about right man, wrong timing as well. So if you're into those sorts of stories, I think you'll like this book. And again, the BDSM aspect when it gets introduced into the book is a huge shock because you don't expect the dorky, maybe kind of sweet guy who's saying all the right things to then drop his several page BDSM contract on the table and say, Robin, this is for you. But this is what happens in the book. So if you have already pre-ordered the book or read it, let me know in the comments. I would love to know. If you have not pre-ordered or read the book yet, The Dirty Contract, let me know because we're going to keep talking about it and I still have a little more to read, although of course my iPad has clicked out of my screen and like completely sent everything flying. So we're getting it together. So if you have not read this story yet, I know that my advanced review copies have gone out. So if some ARC people are here, that's what I'm thinking about. The book is not live yet. So, yeah, Keisha Stewart says read the ARC the other day. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have not yet, the book is coming out on the 12th and you can order it now. So that link is in my bio and it's smarturl.it/the dirty contract if you are just listening. So I wanted to, at this point, get into, hold on there, a little bit of a chapter reading from this book. So I actually have some of chapter 4 ready, and then I had a couple other things I was going to talk about unrelated to the dirty contract, a little bit more about the inspiration for the characters, and then a little summary of the video. So we're going to get into chapter 4 now, which is from Wilder's perspective, and he is chasing after Robin when she has effectively tried to run away from their romantic encounter after it happened, filled with shame that she could allow herself to get this far with her white male former friend from college. So chapter 4 is called Hot When She's Angry, and it's from Wilder's perspective. She's angry, super angry. How the fuck did you know what I was saying? Does she really not remember anything, or is this some type of game to her? I can't stop staring at Robin, even when she's angry with me. You told me. Last night. Okay, but I told you I was busy, she snaps. Why is she looking at me like that night didn't mean something? Yes, we were both drunk, but this happened for a reason. You don't look busy. The elevator door is shut behind us. She's so fucking sexy in that, what the hell is she wearing? She looks like a sexy librarian with those high-waisted black mom jeans, velvet flats, and a white button-down with an extra button undone, forcing my eyes to wander right to her chest. Her chest has only become sexier over the years. Desmond didn't appreciate her. He didn't deserve a woman like Robin. Well, guess what? I am busy, she snaps huffily. Hi to NMaid777, by the way. Hello to Knoxville. Did I do something wrong last night? I don't want to get in trouble with the law, I whisper. I want to calm her down. I'm in control here, in control of myself, in control of what happened. Is that fucking funny to you? Robin snaps. I've never seen her this angry, not since she caught Desmond flirting with a cheerleader after one of our games. He smooth-talked her into letting go of her outrage, but I never thought it was fair how he treated her. She was always so fucking beautiful, and so beautifully off-limits. She doesn't belong to any other man. She can make her own choices, can't she? No, I respond earnestly. It's not funny. I just want to make sure you're okay. I did some pretty twisted things to her in that bedroom. Things she enjoyed. I never imagined that if I ever got a chance with Robin, she would have that twisted side to her. I never imagined that she could actually be the perfect woman. Robin sighs impatiently and taps her foot to let me know I've majorly fucked up. This feels like the longest elevator ride in the world. The elevator dings and the doors slide open. A family of 4, all yelling at each other, attempt to wander onto the elevator. She slips past them and I follow. Robin doesn't tell me to stop following her, so I keep after her with a steady pace. Her short legs are moving faster than I can expect. You did nothing wrong, she admits without looking at me. I definitely did a lot of things wrong with Robin. That's what made our night together so much fun. I move closer to her, causing visible agitation. She folds her arms over her chest and rubs them. She's nervous. Around me? That's new. I just don't have a fucking clue what it means. Why are you so pissed off if I did nothing wrong? Isn't it obvious? She hisses. Yeah, it's obvious. Desmond? Robin nods in response. She's not the only one who feels guilty, but they haven't been together in years, and Robin's a grown-ass woman. She wanted to catch up. She took my hand at some point last night and dragged my body against hers. When we pressed together, there was magic that I never had with another woman. She's my best friend's ex-girlfriend, but that doesn't matter. I won't tell him anything, I promise her. I swear. She scoffs like she doesn't believe me. Good, he doesn't need to know, and I certainly won't be telling him. Geez, Robin, can you relax? No, I can't fucking relax, because for some stupid reason, I had sex with my ex-boyfriend's best friend and it will haunt me for the rest of my life. I grin and lean in, whispering into her ear and coming dangerously close to grazing her ear with my lips. It wasn't that bad. I never said it was bad, Robin answers through gritted teeth. Then what's the big deal? We're two consenting adults. What's the big deal? What's the big deal? I will never understand men. Get a clue, Wilder. He's your best friend. You guys have a bro code or whatever. You aren't supposed to sleep with your best friend's ex. I won't tell him if you don't. Well, I guess it's fine then, she snaps, sticking her key into the door. It jams, she swears. Sorry, I lost my spot. It jams, she swears. She jiggles the handle and shoves the key in again like she's trying to stab it to death. You need help? I don't need your help to open a damn door. Fuck. She shoves the door open and I follow her into her hotel room. She glares at me and tries to push me away again. She felt what I felt last night. She had to. You are being so creepy, Wilder, Robin snaps, rolling her eyes and doing her best to get me to go away. I know her so well. I've seen her do this before, and she's trying it with me now. Do you want me to leave? I ask her, walking around her, observing her clothes, her bedroom, and her reluctance to talk to me. She wasn't so reluctant last night when we got in bed together. Robin glares at me like she wants to stick me in a blender. Yes, I want you to leave, she says with a shaky voice. I don't believe her. I know Robin. She might say that she wants me to leave, but she's always been a romantic. She wants me to stand up here and fight for her. That's the type of man she wants. That's why she and Desmond never worked out. Well, I don't want to leave. I want to talk about this. Right now. I pull the chair away from the Marriott business room desk and sit in it, putting my feet up on her laptop. She grits her teeth and clenches her fists. I smile at Robin, hoping that a smile will put her at ease, which appears to be a miscalculation. Wilder, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you. What would you do with the body? Don't think you'd have an easy time getting rid of me since I'm 6'4" and twice your weight. Her nose turns bright red. Just her nose. It's so cute. What do you want? Robin snarls. I think that's obvious, I say calmly. Not to me. I cross the room and face her. I have to look Robin in the eyes as I talk to her. I have to be close enough to touch her when I say this to her. I want you. I touch her cheek. Robin doesn't pull away. She bites her lower lip and allows me to touch her. It's so fucking warm. I remember how warm she was right then, coated in the smell of liquor and our night together. I want to touch more of her like last night. You hear me? I whisper. I want you, Robin. That's why last night happened. So that is our excerpt from The Dirty Contract, and I'm going to take a huge sip of water and then we can chat a little bit more about the book. It's a huge water bottle. So this is a little scene between Wilder and Robin, and there are a lot more scenes with banter between them. Hello to It's Nadia Mercer and to Annie and to everyone else who's joined and watched. So the main two tropes that the themes in this book that I've talked about before, thank you Nmade777, were the friends to lovers and the second chance tropes. And I kind of wanted to ask you guys, and you can answer in the comments in the live stream after the video or in my direct messages, email, if you're interested, on why you think people like friends to lovers or second chance romance, or why you like the idea of friends to lovers and second chance romance. I like friends to lovers because it can be a little messy. It's that person you aren't supposed to have feelings for. It's maybe a shift in feelings to some of those, from some of that more like little brother type of playfulness to a real relationship. I think sometimes a lot of really good relationships are based on friendships, and so friends to lovers can be really fun for that reason. Also, changing a relationship from a friend to a lover can be very risky, and so there's always the element of that risk in friends to lovers romance stories and in real life. So I think that because friends to lovers creates this sense of tension and risk and taboo, they can be very interesting to read about. So let me get to some of these comments. So Kara says, sounds good, but I'm kind of over BDSM. And honestly, I have to agree from the writing perspective, but it's in there because it was in the original version is my response. And Keisha Stewart says, people tend to have regrets and the draw is too strong to not act sometimes. And that's very true. And I think that's something else I like about both Second Chance and Friends to Lovers, and why I think the two themes can go well together. And I think with Second Chances, we do always have those people in the past who we wonder about, who we wish we could have a second chance with, whether the timing was off, whether there were other things about the situation that prevented us from being together. And everyone seems to have a nostalgia situation that they think about. So Endmade777 says, Friends to Lovers is realistic. Second Chances is truly a fantasy. Oftentimes missed opportunities don't come around again, so it gives us hope. And yes, I completely agree with that. It's so true. And I think sometimes, especially when we're feeling down, we can cling to these like hopeful and uplifting stories to keep us going. And especially if you have these kind of negative feelings about things that didn't work out in your life, a second chance romance fantasy could be really helpful and entertaining and fun to help you work through those emotions as well. So while we're here, I also wanted to know if I have been trying to keep these episodes with as few spoilers as possible. I wanted to know what your opinion was on spoilers in the live streams, because I was considering talking about the Amalfi Coast Brotherhood series and some previous series. So please let me know in the comments if you want episodes with no spoilers for books that have already come out, or they should be a year old before I give spoilers on or if I should do one episode with spoilers and one without, so that people who've read the book can talk and then people who haven't read it can still get an idea of what's in the book without getting spoilers. So let me know on your opinion on what you think of spoilers in the live stream. That was something I definitely wanted to ask you guys. And so with the Friends to Lovers and Second Chance romance here, I actually really like that putting them together and boosting the story a little bit more. So even if it is a republish, I feel like there's a lot different to it and a lot in the dynamic that is more emotional. So definitely consider pre-ordering the book. It will be out on October 12th. So now we're getting into the phase of somewhat random topics. So Endmade777 says no spoilers. And that was kind of what I felt like the safest option was, just because if you're clicking on the videos, you may not realize that there are going to be spoilers. Now, Keisha says she likes spoilers because it draws conversation from those that have read already and interest from those that haven't. See, that makes me want to do 2 episodes, because I would rather just do one version with spoilers and one without, so that everyone can kind of get a chance to converse. It doesn't take anything extra out of me because I need to have more video ideas. So the question is, which should come first, the spoilers or the no spoilers? So let me know. And Dora Boo 86 says I like it too. So okay, I will take this. I'm taking it all in. So I will take everyone's thoughts and opinions into account, even those who don't like spoilers. I definitely, if anything, I would do both, so that there's options for the people who want spoilers. So if you are against spoilers, you are always going to be safe. And if you like spoilers, then get excited, because I'll probably try to do some episodes just for you guys and just try to put a big label on it. And thank you, Keisha. I agree. Sounds like a plan. Let's try no spoilers first. I agree. I think I will do that. So I'm looking at my notes down here to see if I can get through everything. So I've been doing a few things this week, and that I talked about in previous live streams, and one of them was the paranormal romance writing prompts. Maybe a pinned comment that says spoilers since we are warned. I was thinking that too, and putting in the title a spoilers, for the live stream titles, just putting spoilers first, so that all the episodes with spoilers, we'll just have it right in the title, so that you can just avoid it if you don't want to get the spoilers. And I'll do in the first minute of the video, like a really long announcement about it each time so that it helps. So yeah, so I've been working on these paranormal romance prompts, and I have a couple that I feel there might be a little story somewhere. So this is a little unexpected, but I wrote this little werewolf romance chapter. So this is the sexiest thing I've managed to write in this book, and it made me want to write maybe a BWWM werewolf short story or something. I don't know about if it's a full book. So if you guys want to stick around and watch, I'm going to read you what I wrote for this, and you can tell me your thoughts on a werewolf paranormal romance based on this segment, if you want to hear more of this or less of this afterwards. So I will give you the romance prompt, and I also want to say that I picked a patron's first name to use for my character here because I'm supposed to be naming some characters after patrons. And this doesn't count as my official thing, but I wrote down all the names I need to use in books. And so today for this one, I thought, oh, well, if I can read this on the live stream, I'll use a patron's name. So if Dion is watching this now or in the future, you became a main character in this prompt. So the prompt was, it seems the monster in the woods wasn't just a scary story her grandmother told her when she was young. In all her retellings, her grandmother missed the part about the wolf man having killer abs. So that was the prompt. So I'm going to take a sip of this decaf and get into what I wrote. So we have two characters, Dion and Asher, and that's all we got to know for now. Dion pushed Asher against the willow tree and kissed him recklessly, ignoring his animalistic scent and the fact that in 30 minutes he would complete his transformation. She grabbed his shirt as Asher's yellow eyes bulged, his pupils transforming into slits. Have you lost your fucking mind, Dion? Asher growled. Dion didn't want to let go of him. She could feel his heart beating madly beneath his shirt. No, she whispered. Come inside. You shouldn't have to go through this alone. Asher growled, his changing vocal cords producing a very real wolf snarl. You can't expect me to be alone with you and a bed. Nothing will happen. Asher didn't want to tell her just how naive she was. Once he transformed, he would lose the last grasp of his humanity that might prevent him from acting on his desire for Dion. You don't know how I could destroy you, he said. A shiver surged straight through Dion. I don't care. Asher wanted to put her firmly in her place when it came to her utter disregard for her safety, but he couldn't bring himself to break Dion's heart more than he would have to already. I lost my place. Hold on. There we go. I could destroy you, Asher uttered again, his voice getting more beastly. Perhaps he wouldn't wait for the transformation to do it. Dion ran her fingers over his chest. He denied himself her touch for so long that just her warm fingers curling through his thicket of chest hair drove him wild. He twisted her hand away from his chest and threw her to the ground. Dion yelped as her head landed... I lost my spot again. Dion yelped as her head landed in the grass, inches away from the rose bushes she tenderly raised for years. Asher pushed her hands over her head and snarled as he pinned them forcefully to the ground. He warned her to run. He had given her plenty of time to escape, but Dion chose to risk her maidenhood with a wolf. We can go to my bedroom, Dion whimpered. She didn't expect Asher's ravishment here. No, he snarled. It was too late. His cock thickened and grew to its full length. This would be the most difficult part for Dion, taking every inch of Asher's ribbed werewolf dick. Dion shivered as Asher stuck his tongue out and ran it up the length of her neck. His tongue was wet and eager, his scent twice as potent. I'm going to fuck you right here, Asher growled. So that was my writing prompt that made me think, you know what? Maybe I am seeing it for a werewolf romance in the future. So I thought I would come and share that with you today, even if this is technically the Dirty Contract video. Let me know if you want to hear more of these romance prompts. I have a vampire one that's also really sexy that I thought I could come read in the future. And I will be doing a video tomorrow at 11 a.m. So I can definitely read something else there then and there. I don't have too much more to get into in today's video. I just wanted to hop on and talk about the dirty contract a little bit. I'll talk about some upcoming things. And Mate77 says dangerous love, and I love that. That almost sounds like a good title. And yeah, so in the future, one thing I wanted to do was a live stream on the launch of Long Island Executioner. And by that, I mean a late night live stream where we do a countdown to midnight when the book comes out. So that was an idea that I hadn't scheduled it yet, but if you would be interested in doing a launch party of any kind for Long Island Executioner, where I come and hopefully by then have a paperback of the book and we can talk about the book and be right there when it drops, I can do that. Would be a lot of fun for me, and hopefully it would be a lot of fun for you as well. I have a few more things coming out on Patreon this weekend, and then next week. So if you are a patron, look out for that. And if you are not a patron, consider signing up. It's patreon.com/Jamila Jasper. I post on Patreon almost every day. I give them everything that I can. And I do put a lot of work into creating a space behind the scenes that's a lot of fun and worth your money and time for binge readers of interracial romance. So I can tell you today, because I think it's scheduled, what tomorrow's live stream is about. And it's the bully romance live stream. So Keisha says, love being a patron. Thank you so much. I really love it too. I love when you guys can come and interact with me on the different platforms as well. It just gets me so excited and like motivated to write and to work on stuff, and it's very cool. So tomorrow I was going to do a very big bully romance episode. Behind me, you can see the bully romance series with Ben and Libby, and I had a lot to say about those books, and I had an excerpt that I wanted to read and all of that going on. So if you're available tomorrow at 11 a.m., I will be there talking about that. When it comes to other notes, I know that a lot of people have already ordered The Dirty Contract, but Long Island Executioner is also coming out this month. I know the titles are not as dramatic as my last mafia romance, but I would say that these books are very, very good, even if they are different from the previous ones. They're still extremely dark. I think you will really, really like them, and they are very steamy as well. I think they're way steamier than the Amalfi Coast Brotherhood, and I really hope that when I do... So even if I do the launch party, I'm going to do a whole episode just about Long Island Executioner, similar to this one, where I can talk about what's coming. I can do a longer read through of one of the chapters, and we can get into a little deeper discussion of the book and the series before it comes out. So I'm very excited about the Mafia romance coming out, this book coming out. I also did something crazy today. Oh, guys. I haven't announced this anywhere. This is just organic. This is Jamila Jasper in the lab. I started working on 2 of the astrology romance series books today. So I have ideas for them. I have like a little bit of the first chapter for them, and I honestly did not expect this. Keisha says, so excited for Long Island Executioner. Thank you. So am I. I'm done proofreading it. It's done with the proofread phase. I got to get ready to put it up and out there and get the final version ready for the paperback. So I'm all excited about that. And also, let's talk about the astrology series books that I worked on. This is like a secret reveal here because I didn't even plan on mentioning this. This is how out of the blue this was. Okay, so I started working on Fletcher, Sagittarius, King, and I can say right now that is going to be a father's best friend romance. Fletcher, we met in Terran, Taurus King, and he was a small town cop, and that is going to be the Sagittarius King book. We have a sexy small town cop named Fletcher, and as we know, his family has the cursed house in Cyrus Leo King. Maybe we'll find out a little bit more about the curse, maybe not. And we have a main character named Brittany in Sagittarius, and Brittany is named after my patron, Brittany. So Brittany, if you're watching this, hi, thank you. Your name is now in Sagittarius King. So the other one I started today, and I don't know when they're going to come out. So I don't know which one is going to be done first or when they're going to be ready, but I can tell you that I started working on them. So Aquarius King is going to be an AMBW romance. I have not put out an Asian man, black woman romance in a while, and while I know that there are a few people who don't want to read them, I hope that if it's one book in the 12 book series, you can power through and enjoy that he is going to be a very sexy alpha. The Aquarius romance is going to be a stalker romance, and I am 98% sure that our male main character is going to be Korean. So get excited for those two books because I started working on them today, and Aquarius King is going to be both of them, honestly, I'm very excited about, and this was spontaneous. I've really been beating myself up about this series because there are 12 zodiac signs, and so for some, I am very enthusiastic and have a great idea. And for others, I'm like, oh, I haven't really thought about this yet. So it was cool to see some of the ones I wanted to work on come together. So Nmade777 says, ooh, child, I can tell you all about Aries men if you need it. They're hell on wheels. So, well, I believe it. I believe it. I have some friends who have dated Aries men and they have a lot to say. So feel free to slide into my DMs, anything like that. Anything that you want to say, write down about any of the astrological signs or about anything, definitely send me a DM on Instagram. I do try to reply to things, but so sometimes I'm not the best at replying because I honestly am always doing something and I am always thinking, oh, I'll sit down and reply, and then my mind goes to another planet. So I will try to reply, though. I will definitely read everything. And if you give me something or send something that I think is great that you are okay with me using in a book, I will give you some credit for your idea, your concept, the character, anything from a conversation that we have. So those are the main things I wanted to get into. I definitely wanted to talk about the republish aspect of the dirty contract. I think this version is way better. I decided to completely put the stories together and combine them in a way that made more sense. And so if you have not pre-ordered yet, go to smarturl.it/thedirtycontract and come back tomorrow at 11 a.m. for us to talk about all things bully romance. If you can't make it, you can definitely watch the video after. And honestly, I am trying to figure out how to put these on YouTube, but that's going to be a minute. I will try. So I thank you everyone for coming today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment on anything after the video ends. Kara says, I've been obsessed with Korea for a while. I definitely have noticed a trend of people being interested in Korea and Korean men. And honestly, I've seen a lot of good-looking men, and so we're gonna put them in the fantasy. We're gonna get them in the Jamila Jasper universe. So I hope you enjoy that story when it does come out. So thank you guys for coming to hang out today. I will be back tomorrow. I really appreciate you commenting and being engaged. I honestly, it warms my heart so much. So have a great night, and I will see you in another video. Bye.
She be calling on a Monday, wanna meet on Tuesday, asking me to fix me up real nice. She can wait until the weekend, she wants off the deep end, telling me to bring the stuff I like. I don't wanna let her down.